What is your impression of Japan? Is it a clean country, or there are many polite people, or well-behaved? No, not at all. In fact, Japan is... Welcome back to my channel. I asked you already, but what is your impression of Japan? I think that most of people have rather positive idea of Japan. Like safe and secure, the Japanese people are polite and clean and kind. But of course, we are the same human beings. And if you ask me if all Japanese people fit these characteristics, I would say no. Some of them are not so nice. They're yakuza, people who try to cheat you and steal your money. Some areas also are not very safe. And I believe that many of people watching this video are thinking of traveling or moving to Japan. So in order to help you all stay in Japan with safely, I have summarized 3 troubles that foreigners who come to Japan are likely to get into, and would like to introduce them to you along with actual cases. The cases I will share with you are these 3. 1. Rip-off. 2. Swindling on small loans. And 3. Painting flood. So now let me start with the cases. So let's start with the first case, rip-off. First of all, in Japan, there are people called kachi, catchers. They call out to you mainly in downtown areas and drinking areas and show you around their bars. They are staff members of bars and they go out and call customers. Most of them are normal and safe people, but some of them are catchers for some bad bars. As an example, this is an actual case that an American man in his 30s who came to Japan on vacation. He's American, loves Japan, and was on his long-awaited trip to Japan, and that day he was exploring Ikebukuro at night. Then, a Hispanic woman suddenly asked him, "I'm a traveler too. Would you like to go to a cafe with me?" She asked him if he wanted to go to the cafe with her. So after talking at the cafe, they decided to go to the karaoke bar she recommended. It was a bar owned by Nigerian, and the bill was 135,000 yen, which is $966 for just 2 beers and 4 cocktails. And he thought it was extremely expensive. But when he paid the bill, the woman added more drinks to the bill. So the additional charge was 50,000 yen, which is $358. And he ran out of money and he had to go to the nearby ATM with the Nigerian, and he paid a little over 100,000 yen. And he said he probably lost about 250,000 yen, which is 1,719 bucks. It is a common trick where a woman approaches you pretending to be the same traveler and take you to the rip-off bar. The unique point of this case is that the person who spoke to him was not Japanese, but the foreigner. When you are in a foreign country and everyone around you is Japanese, you may feel a little uncomfortable. So this is the way to take advantage of that uneasy feeling. And of course, it is a common way for a smooth-talking Japanese catcher to suggest bar by saying, "I give you a discount." So it is safest to check the place by yourself or ask a friend or acquaintance to recommend one to you. And in most cases, even if you talk to the police, they will not help with the case because you don't have any evidence. And since the police cannot interfere in the civil cases, it is honestly very difficult to solve the problem. Of course, if you refuse to pay at the bar, there is always the possibility that someone scary will come out from behind the counter. This case was Nigerian, but sometimes Yakuza might come out. There's only a way to deal with such cases. Don't follow them when they call out to you. That's it. When you come to Japan, you want to go to bars, don't you? Enjoy a drink in the foreign country is a wonderful experience. But please, Don't get drunk and follow those suspicious catchers. Now, let me continue with the second case. Similar to the first case, this is a type of situation where a foreigner originally living in Japan says, I will show you the way, or I will show you around town, and then later ask you money. You may think, who do they think they are, showing up on their own and asking for money? But many people fall for this trick. So this trick is not limited to Japan, but can be found anywhere in the world. As I said in the example I showed you in the previous section, when you go to a foreign country, not being able to communicate with people in your own language is really uncomfortable. What if someone who speaks the same language as you appeared and kindly offered to show you the way? Would you have the confidence to say that you would never follow him? In addition to directions, many people also ask for small amounts of money because they dropped their wallet and are in trouble, or missed the last train and having trouble getting home. They are said to target people who are on vacation and have losing their purse strings. If you lend them money, thinking that is only a small amount, you will never get back. And the people who commit these scams are usually very friendly, really looking bad and seem to be very nice. Furthermore, when you realize that you have been scammed, it is almost impossible to provide evidence of the scam. So even if you talk to the police, they will not take it out with you. If the person is in real trouble, tell them to go to the nearest police box. There are small police boxes everywhere in Japan, and in larger cities like Tokyo, there are police officers patrolling the streets. The best way to avoid such scams is to never give money to the strangers. Even if they have said back to you later, they would never pay you back. The scam is a scam, even if it's for a small amount, so watch out. Now for the last case. This is a scam known as painting flood, which made in the news in Japan for a few years ago. As being committed in the Akihabara area of Tokyo, as the name implies, this is a scam to sell paintings. First, a pretty woman approaches the target in front of the train station or other visible place and hands you a flyer. And the flyer contains information about the painting sale. And the woman asks the target if you are interested in the painting. If you listen to her, you will be taken to an art gallery and told about the paintings. After that, you can usually guess what happens. The well-spoken scammers will try to trick you into paying a high price for the paintings. In one case study, a man was escorted to an art gallery by the beautiful woman who explained the paintings to him, then asked by the woman to fill out the survey. He was asked to choose the painting he liked the best, and when he did, she praised him a lot, saying that he had a talent for recognizing the value of painting, and she said, "Please own this painting, please." She then told him that the painting had just been sold, that it was the bottom of the price range, and that the price would go up and never go down. It was an 800,000 yen, which is $5,729 painting. And she offered him, "I really shouldn't give you a discount, but I would love for someone like you to own it, so I will give you a discount in secret." She then said the manager who buys the painting happened to be at the gallery and could give me a further discount. Finally, she said she would contact the head office and offer a discount. And in the end, she offered a price of 550,000 yen, which is $3,938. She told him that if he paid in installments, it would only be a small monthly fee, so he signed the contract on the day. Later that day, he received the painting And when he decided to look at the artist of this painting on the internet, he found that there were many articles about painting blood, and that he had been told the exact same thing as himself, and that he had been the victim of it. If you just listen to the story, you would not be fooled by such a flood, but there have been many reports of this flood for a long time. Flood stars are really good at talking, using psychological tricks to trick you before you even know they are trying to trick you. The way to deal with this case is to ignore any strange flyers you get. Don't follow them if you are approached by a pretty woman or handsome man either. Well, everyone, have your impressions of Japanese people or Japan changed a little after listening to the cases so far? Unfortunately, even in Japan, which is said to be a safe country, there are dangerous things and bad people. Certainly, there may be fewer cases of shooting and murders of the streets than in other countries, but there are still many reports of crimes targeting tourists. It is better to be a little cautious and careful so as not to ruin your trip to Japan. So if you have any other cases or incidents like this, please share them with me in the comment section. By sharing information together, we may be able to avoid becoming victims of these types of crimes before they happen. So that's all for today's video. On this channel, I share information about Japanese culture, Japanese language lessons, and other useful information for your trip to Japan. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So see you in the next video, and I really hope you have a safe trip, and see you soon.